It's with great pleasure I introduce our guest speaker for Canadore College's 2019 Convocation Ceremony. Please join me in welcoming Jennifer Flanagan. Jennifer is a go-to thought leader and an advocate for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education in Canada. As CEO of Actua Canada, which is Canada's largest STEM outreach organization, Jennifer is known as an expert on how to equip Canadian youth with the skills and knowledge they will need for the future of work. Her industry-leading work specializes in programs that engage underserved youth populations in every province and territory. Her organization has engaged over 300,000 youth in over 500 communities annually. Well done, Jennifer. She has served on the boards of the Girls Action Foundation and the International Network for Women in Engineering and Science, and currently sits on the board of the Canadian Women's Foundation. Jennifer has twice been named one of Canada's top 100 most powerful women, is recipient of the Y Women of Distinction Award, and was named one of Ottawa's top 40 under 40. In 2016, Jennifer was chosen as the RBC Women Entrepreneur of the Year in the Social Change category. Please join me once again in welcoming Jennifer Flanagan.
Hello. Hello in the back. This is a dark room. I can only see the front row. Thank you, President Burton, for that. Oh gosh, okay, I can see the middle. Okay, good. You're doing that for me. Oh, I can see you all. Hi. Hi. Thank you for that introduction and for the invitation to speak to this very good-looking graduating class of 2019. Woo! I would also like to acknowledge the beautiful land on which we are gathered as the traditional territory of the Nipissing First Nation Anishinaabe. What a room this is. I, among other things, am blown away by the diversity in this graduating class. You range in age from your late teens to your early 60s. You come from every corner of Canada, and you represent over 25 countries around the world. That is remarkable. I am so honored to be here. I can't fully describe to you what a thrill it is for me to share this time. Speaking to you today is one of the highlights of my career, and I do a lot of speaking. This is definitely at the top of my list. So, just a quick question. How many of you are Game of Thrones fans? Any Game of Thrones fans? Excellent, me too. So what I promise you, this is my first commencement speech, so you need to go easy on me, but I promise you it will be more compelling than the series finale of the Game of Thrones, which I'm still not over yet. In all seriousness, I remember sitting in the seat that you were in at my own graduation. I distinctly remember feeling really put off by the speaker because they kept actually saying that as we were starting this phase of our lives, that it was just the beginning of our lives. And I remember thinking, wow, like, what have I been doing for the last 20 plus years? So fear not, I'm not here to tell you that you are just getting started. You already know that. I'm here to remind you of how much you've accomplished by getting here today. How your life experience and your unique worldview will propel you forward to continue to kick ass in life. Yes, because I know you have. My mother wouldn't be happy that I swore during the speech, but I think it was effective. I'm also here to tell you that wearing a robe at 10 a.m., even the fancy ones that we are wearing currently, is not going to fly in the workplace, which is a pro tip. Could we please take a moment to look around and acknowledge all of you and what you have accomplished, every single one of you, and sitting in those chairs today. So I want to acknowledge that. Give yourselves a round of applause. I also want to recognize all of the people that you have brought with you today. So all of the people that are here, your moms, your dads, your grandparents, elders, partners, that person you met on Tinder, friends, children, and others. All of those people, and you know who you are, who have put in a huge amount of time and effort and worry, and now today are so happy for you. So let's give them a round of applause as well. Yay. So why am I here, standing in front of you on this special day? I'm here because I have committed my life and my career and my passion to ensuring that youth across Canada get to the seat that you are in today, that they are ready to take on careers that matter, careers that solve problems and that help people, careers that each one of you are about to pursue. As the co-founder and CEO of Actua, I am privileged to lead an organization that employs 1,000 undergraduate college and university students across the country. As President Burton mentioned, we engage 300,000 youth in every corner of this country to build their skills in science and technology. But most importantly, we want to help them prepare for success in the future. The story of how Actua came to be started with one very serendipitous moment. So I grew up in New Brunswick. Any New Brunswickers in the crowd? No New Brunswickers in the crowd. Oh, a few, okay, good. I'm very proud to have come from New Brunswick, and in my first year studying university, I studied in biochemistry. I saw a handwritten note up on a bulletin board, and it just said, "Hey, do you want to start a science camp for kids with me?" And I didn't know it at the time, but that poster and that moment of deciding to show up at the meeting changed the course of my career and my life over the next 20 years, which is super impressive considering I'm only 25. You all laugh, but you're 25 too. I spent the summer traveling around the province to small, rural, and fairly economically impoverished communities talking to kids about science. And what I learned changed my whole life. I learned that helping people, in this case kids, see their potential and boost their confidence was a gift, and selfishly one that really felt good to give. Many of you in this room today have chosen that path, and I hope you realize every single day that you will be changing people's lives, whether that is ensuring we have a healthy environment in which to live, helping very sick patients, supporting someone struggling with addiction, or inspiring a 3-year-old that needs the best possible start in life. That summer was also my first experience truly working with and learning from First Nations. This experience countered the terrible systemic racism that I had witnessed in school and community where I had grown up, and it also changed my path. I have many distinct memories from my time working with Indigenous youth in those early weeks and months. One moment in particular stuck with me. We were delivering programs on a reserve in northern New Brunswick, and I met a little girl, and she was wearing the most beautiful beaded earrings, similar to the ones that I'm wearing today. I asked her about them, and she said that her granny had made them with her and taught her math at the same time. She hadn't liked math before that, but now she loved it because it was helping her to create the beautiful earrings she was wearing. She was so incredibly proud of her culture, and my stomach dropped a little thinking about the system that she was moving into and what she was potentially going to encounter. But that moment also crystallized a lot for me. I not only deeply recognized how massively misunderstood Indigenous peoples were by the majority of Canadians, but also how much we as a country were losing by not celebrating and protecting Indigenous traditional knowledge and culture. And I vowed to use whatever voice and power I had in the future to change it. I hold myself to this promise every single day, And I am very proud now that Actua is engaging over 40,000 Indigenous youth in 200 communities across the country each year. And we view all of our work through a reconciliation lens. So the point of me sharing these stories is about those moments. The moment that I saw that poster, the moment with that beautiful Indigenous child, I could not possibly have recognized the importance of those moments until much later. But I do vividly remember how they felt at the time. It felt like something that was uncomfortable, something I wouldn't normally respond to. It felt like it had a lot of potential. I encourage you to pursue those moments, the ones that feel a bit uncomfortable and uncertain, but also exciting at the same time, because they will continue to happen your entire lives. These moments have got you to where you are today. And these moments have prepared you for the impact that you are about to have as you enter these fields. There can be no greater way to impact the future of Canada than in the professions that you have been trained for through your studies at Canadore. Health and human care, environmental management, and Indigenous studies. Your jobs can't be automated by machines. We need you. Canada needs you. You will go off and work in jobs where you will be impacting people's lives every single day, and very few people have that privilege. I thank you in advance for your service to this country. I know you all come to this day with amazing life experience, and each of you could teach me a lot about work and about life. But since I have you, I wanted to share a few of the things that I continue to learn about each day. The first is about hard work. You are going to be starting, or you have started, new jobs. To do what you are doing is going to have tremendous value, but it's also going to take a lot of work, a lot of days and weeks of hard work. If you see hard work as a gift, I promise that it will give back the opportunity to grow and shape and innovate and lead and be noticed. Even when you think no one is watching, especially when you think no one is watching, work your absolute hardest. A lot of people are talking about failure these days. The value of failure. It's very easy to say and incredibly difficult to execute. And this is something I still struggle with on an ongoing basis. I grew up, like many of us, fearing failure, trying to avoid failure. And I can tell you with certainty that the most valuable learning for me in my 20 years of work has been when I've made mistakes, when I have failed. It has hurt, and some days it has hurt a lot. But I'm trying to train myself to reframe these times as learning. As long as the undertaking is something that you are proud of, don't be afraid to fail. It's evident that there are a lot of friendships in this room. Am I right? Yeah, a lot of friendships. And the stats say that not only are those friends your personal support, but they're also most likely going to contribute a lot to your career success. Did you know that 83% of people get their first few jobs from someone that they know? So invest in building and maintaining your networks, your friendships, your neighbors, your past employers. I rely on my network every single day. Some days that's to feed and bathe my children, and other days that's to secure new multi-million-dollar funders. Please consider me now as part of your network and reach out if you ever think that I could be of help. Be authentic and use your voice. Once you find your strongest voice, go ahead and use it to fight for those who don't have one. Fight against the things that you are going to see that are going to bother you every day. Social injustice, the gender wage gap. Fight for Indigenous inclusion, for anything that moves or that maddens you. Please, please be you. It's nearly impossible to be truly happy at work or in life when pretending to be someone else, and those around you will be inevitably enriched by the personal gifts that only you have to bring to the table. There are workplaces, I promise you, that will value and celebrate who you are, so don't stop looking until you find that place. I will repeat myself because I want to make sure you take this message to heart. As you go forward and work in the fields in which you have studied, you will be changing lives every day. And some days are going to be incredible, and other days are going to be really, really tough. So tie back to the moments, those moments that inspired you and brought you to where you are, and seek out new moments whenever possible. In closing, I will share that in my experience, being genuine is the most powerful and noble approach at work and in life. Use your unique voices as often as you can to advocate for change for the people who you will serve and for your communities. Never underestimate the importance of having fun, and especially on days like today, you need to go out and have all of the fun. It really has been my honor to speak with you today, and I wish you every success in the future. Thank you.
Jennifer, thank you for sharing part of your story, for sharing your words of advice to the graduating class today, and thank you for taking up the cause, you and your organization, that will make a difference in the lives of so many, to really make a difference in their lives, which means creating positive futures for each and every one that comes in contact with your organization. So on behalf of the graduating class, we have a small token of appreciation today, which is a piece of art that was done by one of our professors, Shirley Mondu, from our graphic design program. So again, on behalf of the graduating class today, I wish to present this as a memento of your day at Canadore, and it will be one of many days that we have you on campus, I hope. And please be assured that we support the wonderful work that you and all those that work with you have undertaken in the greater cause of making our country even greater. Thank you.